Right, so the brand Conzuri, these guys have kind of blown up on social media over the last year, and this is one of the reasons I kind of wanted to make a video on them. Okay, so I signed up to their email list a couple of months ago, and I've been getting emails, and their emails are really, really, really good. Okay, they have a good setup, and their campaigns are good. Okay, so a couple of things I noticed that these guys are super good at would be first of all, they know their target audience. Okay, you can kind of see in the voice of the emails, in the copy, in the design, even the subject lines, these guys know their target audience and they're using it to their benefit, because the way they write their emails and the way they kind of put themselves out there is fit for the target audience, and it is in a way that they're going to get a lot of sales out of. Okay, so that is one thing. They have a very clear brand voice, and when they're kind of, even with their content, you can see when they put stuff out there, it's like more of a lifestyle thing. Okay, they make reels. I'm not going to show the reels, but they're not just selling shoes. They're selling like a lifestyle. They're selling emotion. Okay, and that is one of the reasons I think these guys are bringing in a ton of revenue. Okay, so if I go to some of their emails, this is some of the campaigns they've been sending over the last couple of months. And one thing I noticed about the emails is all the emails are super easy to read. Okay, they're not just blasting information in front of your face. They're clear and they're just visualized very well. Okay, product is always the focus, and you can see throughout all these emails they have the same type of structure. Okay, they all start with a header. Actually, they all start with the logo first of all, and then after that they go to a header. Some of them have a subheader like this, which is good too. And then right after that they have a button. And the reason these guys position their emails like, or structure their emails like this, is because most people open their emails on phone, right? And you want to have it so the first chunk of email they see, that there's a button in there. Okay, so if the first thing you're going to see is up to 45% off, okay, you want to make sure there's a button in that so they can click, because the main goal of this email is to send traffic to the website and get sales. Okay, so you want to make sure you have a button in the email, and that way you'll get a high click-through rate. Okay, after that you'll then see body text or like a bridge section or product section, whatever. But um, yeah, so another thing these guys do super well is, I could bet you a ton, these guys have a very engaged list. Every email you see from these guys, they're never repeated. Okay, like finish the fit. If you see this, it's gonna have a super high engagement, and then you're gonna read this. You're gonna go through. You're gonna be like, oh, what one looks better? You're gonna spend a lot of time on the email, and at the end, maybe when you get to call it to the action right here, you'll end up taking a look at the site. Okay, then the next email, you're gonna be like, the next email you go to open, maybe you get another email in 2 to 3 days. Okay, you're gonna be like, the one before this was super fun to open. Maybe I'm gonna open this one. Okay, and this is kind of how educational emails work as well. If you can make educational emails and if you can educate the people, the next email, if you can get them to open it, and let's say it's a sales email, or like this one right here, up to 45% off, use code payday. So payday in London is basically the end of the month, I'm pretty sure, and basically it's the day that people can pay their employees. So if you send an email out on this day after the person is already educated, the sales are going to be much better than if you weren't to send an educational email, and if you were just to send a sales email. Okay, I added a shoe to my cart. Okay, what I then did was I exited the cart. Okay, I got off there, I switched tabs, I cleared it out. Okay, an hour, roughly, I would say an hour, 2 hours later, I got an email from these guys and a text message. Okay, the reason they're sending cart abandonment emails is because when someone makes a cart, they're so much closer to buying than just a regular person. Okay, and you're basically recovering easy sales. Okay, so when you send this email out, jump back in, and it shows them the product. Maybe they got a text message from their mother, and whatever it was, it's basically a reminder to finish their site. Or if they weren't sold on it, maybe this email sells them on it. Okay, you can see the text here: own every room you walk into, boardrooms, date nights, link up with the boys. So when I read this, you can tell that their target audience is more towards men. Okay, and a younger audience, especially if they're going on dates and stuff. And that's another thing I want to say. You can see right here, great taste, by the way, in the SMS message. Okay, so you can see that these guys are using certain things to their benefit, certain things that resonate with their target audience to their benefit. So, great taste, by the way. This seems very personalized. This seems like your boss, not your boss, but your friend sent the message, and it's someone you want to listen to. It's not just a general text message, but it's a text message from a brand that's saying great taste, by the way. Seems like they're sending it themselves from the company. Okay. So these guys have super strong subject lines. My favorite one here was ready to overtake your ex. Okay. The reason I love this one so much was because how many brands that you know of send emails ready to overtake your ex? If I go in my inbox right quick, 1 second here, you can see here is that every email here it's just kind of just annoying stuff. Clearance clothing, whatever this is. Jamaica turned a football kit. Okay, shop to it. Your gear deserves a better bag. Okay, none of this stuff stands out. But if I see an email that says ready to overtake your ex question mark, I'm gonna be like, what the heck? And this is where your target audience comes in. Maybe if you're a luxury brand, you can't say stuff like this. You can't say stuff where it says it's time to ascend. But what you can say is stuff that actually resonates with your target audience and makes emotion in them. And when you have text that spikes emotion, this is when you really want to it's when you get clicks, okay? Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about the subject lines. Subject lines are unique, and most brands are not making it resonate with their target audience. But all in all, these guys have a super strong email setup, and I wouldn't be surprised. They most likely have all the flows set up. So the welcome flow, site abandonment flow. So if people are on your website and they are just taking a look, but they end up clicking off, they're going to have a flow set up for that. Okay. Let's go post purchase flow. After you make a purchase, they're definitely going to be trying to upsell you on new products. New shoes are coming out and for different occasions. These guys have shoes for date nights. They have shoes for I don't know, going out with the boys. Like you can see all their different types of products. So that is why I think this is a super strong brand. And if you're a brand owner and this is something that you want to monetize off of, having the correct emails go to your audience, go on my Instagram. It will be in the bio of this video. Shoot me a DM and we can definitely talk about it. Okay, because you want to make sure you're targeting the right audience, and that is part of the reason these guys get such a good ROI on their email.